This episode of the Marvelous Marvel Discussion Arena is brought to you by, well, of course, you. If you want to learn more about how you can support the show, go to patreon.com/thearena_podcast. Hey everyone, welcome into the Marvelous Marvel Discussion Arena. This is our episode 1 of Miss Marvel review, kind of our spoiler review, obviously. So I'm your host, Expat, along with my co-host, Burly of Burlyman Gaming. Burly, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, How are you?
I'm doing good, man. I'm ready to talk Miss Marvel. Of course, the first episode dropped this last Wednesday, and of course, each Wednesday, we're going to get a new episode of Miss Marvel. So we're going to be obviously each week covering Miss Marvel. And our other co-host, Turn-Based Carl, he's not with us for this one, but hopefully he will be with us for next week's review episode. So yeah, it's kind of weird, isn't it, Burley? Because on Disney Plus now you've got Miss Marvel and you have Obi-Wan the same day dropping.
Yeah, I would have thought like as Obi-Wan ends, yet Miss Marvel in.
Yeah.
Like I get it because not everyone's a Marvel fan is a Star Wars fan, and vice versa. So they have stuff.
Right.
It's like, it's just like it's just the weirdest timing.
Right. And well, I mean, Obi-Wan only has 2 more episodes left. And of course, on our Star Wars Republic show, we will be covering the Obi-Wan last 2 episodes as well. But in this episode, obviously, this is our Marvel show. So it's time to talk some Miss Marvel. So, Burley, where do you want to start? I mean, we have a teenage kid. She's like 16, right? She's in high school, Jersey City. Good old Jersey. New Jersey. Yeah. How far are you from New Jersey, actually, Burley? I mean, you're there close to Toronto, right? So.
Yeah, I'm close to Toronto, but I don't know how close Jersey is. Like it's not that long to get to Buffalo. I don't know how far from Buffalo is to Jersey.
Well, how long would it take you by car to get to New York City?
Buffalo is like a little over an hour. So
probably what, 2.5 hours, maybe.
Give or take, yeah.
I'm not sure, but anyway, it's like So she's in Jersey City, of course, and she's a Pakistani American. So we see her with her parents and her brother. So the community seems very multicultural, but a lot of Pakistani Americans living in this area and all. And we see her best friend, of course, Bruno. And Bruno is he seems really cool. I really like his character. And he kind of reminds me of kind of like a really young high school-ish version of like a Peter Parker, Tony Stark. I would say more of a Tony Stark type of character, wouldn't you say? Yeah, it was pretty cool. I mean, he made that like Alexa type of device for her father for the living room. That was pretty cool. Yeah.
her father was going nuts over that. That was funny.
Yeah.
To see. But one thing we should probably say for like the opening, you get the whole like.
But before you do that, Burley, stop. I'm sorry, real quick. Let me, of course, say that this is a spoiler-filled episode, obviously. So all of you that watch our content know that these review episodes are mostly spoiler-filled. So we talk about most of the episode. So if you have not seen Miss Marvel yet, please go and watch episode 1 before continuing with our video. Because, like I'm saying, we usually do spoilers throughout this episode and through these review episodes. So if you already have watched the episode, please continue to enjoy it with us. So go ahead, Burley, you were saying.
Yep. So at the beginning of the episode, you get this little, you get like basically just her going through like events and stuff with all the different Marvel characters
Yeah, like her
and
blog, right?
blog.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, and just and you get the like basically like drawings coming to life, just
Yeah,
moving
and she had her
around.
own like podcast, so
Yeah,
kind of like a podcast. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah,
yeah, and
yeah,
I did like how that went, how that looked and went through. I
yeah,
must say, they did a good job with that.
yeah. And I like the art style of, kind of like the cartoonish anime, kind of like the bubble type of aspects of kind of like looking at a comic book in a sense through some parts of this episode. When you know they she was talking about Captain Marvel, and it's interesting. We were talking about this a little bit before the episode recording, that it's like a lot of what we know about Captain Marvel and about what happened, during Avengers Endgame. It's like,
Mhm.
you know, how did they figure out what actually went down in this final battle? It's because there were no like, news reporters there to really talk about it. So they must have had
Yeah.
like accounts from the Avengers themselves or something,
Oh
you
yeah,
know.
there's
So
accounts from the
yeah,
Avengers, and they had to put out some kind of statement.
yeah, yeah,
But like, yeah, we were joking about this. Is like, was this like streamed on Twitch the whole thing?
yeah, exactly. Yeah. But anyway, I mean, she's really into Captain Marvel. Of course, that's her hero and all. And her friend sympathizes with her and all in her situation. Her family seems to be very conservative, especially the mother.
Oh,
And
well,
not. Go ahead. Yeah.
they're very conservative, but very traditional. Because their
Yes.
mom,
Yes.
like
Yes.
when they're at that dress store, they're
Right.
doing all the little gossip and, oh, this woman's doing that. She's not going to
Right.
find a husband if she does that.
Right.
And
Right.
it's like,
Right. But
that
that's
dialogue, like I get it, that's for that kind of thing, but that dialogue was just like,
well,
eh.
that's very true to
Yeah, I
the
know it's
culture
true to
here
the
in Japan as
culture.
well. Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
in
really?
many different cultures, yes, it's very traditional, and yeah, oh yes, 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 the gossip, and yes, between like mothers and friends and things like that, and worrying about their children finding, a good husband or a good wife. It's that's especially the older generation, but I mean, the younger generation isn't as bad yet, but.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like that with many cultures, I think so. But you know, yeah, and her mother especially was very very traditional, whereas the father seemed to be more laid back and he cared more about watching sports on TV and and playing with the
Mhm,
device that Bruno had made for him. So
mhm.
it's funny. It seemed I'm interested to see where this relationship between her and Bruno goes throughout the season. Where, of course, you see later in the episode that he had made these gloves for her, you know, to kind of be like the Iron Man, gloves and all
Doves.
in a sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he's into the tech stuff, so
No.
yeah, I'm interested to see where this relationship goes. But so
Yeah.
we see her through, like in high school, and of course her high school counselor obviously is worried about her and her future, and so throughout this episode you have the counselor, you have the mother, and the parents, and you know, telling her you need to start worrying about your future, you know. And she just wants to have fun, and she wants to go to this, Avengers Con, event. And but the parents and these adults, they just don't understand. And I mean that's true with a lot of teenagers and with parents. I mean, I kind of understand that in a sense, me having kids
Mm.
her age, my daughter is exactly
No,
the
no.
same age, 16. So, but I mean, I'm more liberal with her, but I mean, I can understand a lot of parents, wanting their children to, hey, start thinking about your future more, and, you know, uh,
Yeah.
so yeah. What did you think, man?
Yeah. Yeah. That gave me some memory flashbacks of stuff.
Flashbacks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. No, I like for what it is, because you have to set that up.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff up. Like I get it. It's just a trope I've seen 1,000 times that I'm like,
yeah.
It was done well, but just like I've seen it enough times, so it didn't matter. But like I'm really interested to see how they'll do the dynamic with her and her father going through.
Yeah.
Because like if you play the Avengers game that came out a couple years, like 2 years ago, they had an awesome dynamic.
Okay.
And just because I haven't read a lot of comics on her, but I do remember I have read a bit, and I did like the stuff with her and her dad.
Yeah. Yeah, and it seemed like they were trying to give in a little bit. I mean, at first, she was really reluctant to ask for a ride to get to this Avengers con because she knew her parents were probably going to be against it and all. And her mother giving her a hard time about the dress, the Captain Marvel suit and everything. It's all tight and all that stuff, and she's that conservative aspect of her coming out and like, you can't wear that, it's like, and she makes like a Hulk suit for her, and then her father comes into the room and he's all painted green and everything like the Hulk and stuff, and she's like, she doesn't care about the Hulk, she cares about Captain Marvel.
Well, her mother frames it at first like, we will let you go, but, and then you hear the but, and she's like, oh no, your dad's going in with you for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, I can live with this so far, but you're not wearing what you want to wear. You're wearing what I want you to wear if you're going to this.
Yeah. And of course, later, in the episode, she gets a package, of course, of items from her grandmother, and it has that golden bangle in it, and it's like it's like the family thought it was just junk, but she later on in the episode it finds out it's not junk, that's for sure, but she gets her her Captain Marvel cosplay suit and all and everything, and she's all wearing it, and then they her and Bruno contrive an idea of how to get to the event. That was pretty cool, like taking the bicycles and like jumping over the bridge and getting onto the bus and having to be there at a certain time and all. I mean, what'd you think of that part? I thought that was pretty cool.
That was good. That was one of the highlights of the episode for me.
Yeah.
It gave me kind of reminding me of when they were like, starting out the plans in like the Ant-Man films.
Yeah.
When they're planning their heists and all that. So
yeah.
So it's giving me kind of vibes there.
Yeah. And then of course, as she's putting her cosplay stuff on, she puts the bangle on. And this now I'm starting to wonder if this, how old this thing is, and if it some say that it might be Kree technology. I don't know. But I mean, she started to feel it when she put it on. I mean, she couldn't get it on at first, and then finally it was able to, get into shape, and she got it on her arm. But then once she got it on her arm, obviously she started to feel that, and especially when they got to the cosplay event and everything, those powers started to kick in. Obviously, for all of you video viewers, you can see the image here of her. Of course, the powers starting to kick in through her body and through her eyes and everything. And I mean, she started to feel kind of queasy and sick at the beginning there, and then she started to see these images here.
Yeah.
And I don't know what do you think, like in the background in this image here, Burly? I mean, what do you think what were those? I mean, is that from a different planet, or what do you think? Or
I think my interpretation, this was everyone around, and this is just how she was seeing things.
Oh, okay.
It's just my theory interpretation of it.
Okay.
But who knows? It could be Kree. Could be some version of Skrulls for all we know, because
Mhm.
we know nothing of this bracelet
Right,
so far.
right. So far, yeah, yeah. So, and then obviously, of course, during the cosplay event, excuse me, she's able to start using the powers for the first time. She's able to stretch out her arm, and one of her one of the other students from her high school, she was actually there at the cosplay event,
Yeah.
dressed as Captain Marvel as well. And yeah, she what was it? I think it was Thor's hammer she got caught on or whatever, and she was going to crash down to the ground, and
Oh yeah.
she saved her with extending her arms out for the first time with those powers. So I don't know. I just think the special effects look cheesy in that moment. I don't know, but yeah. So what did you think of those scenes, Burley? And then the Ant-Man, it's like the Ant-Man helmet just crashes like through everything. I mean, it's like, isn't that thing gonna stop? It just kept crashing
Okay.
through everything, man. Yeah. So what did you think, man?
Yeah. This was. Yeah, you did get the little thing of showing the one person from that she knew from school, and she's like, "Why is she here? Oh
Yeah.
no, oh no, I don't
Right.
want to be
Right.
recognized."
Yeah. She's one of
And
the
this,
popular people, whereas,
mm-hmm.
Miss Marvel's character, she's still kind of, seen as a nerd.
Yeah.
Like we get that one scene in the high school, she was playing basketball in the gym and she gets hit in the nose with the basketball. So, but
Yeah.
anyway, yeah. So yeah, and then of course, Bruno, he's there and he sees it and he takes her home, and she uses
Mhm.
her powers now. Kind of part of her powers is she can, climb up using these like blocks, like these, kind of like power blocks, I guess
Mhm.
you could call them, to step up into the second floor of her house, to get up there.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, and then of course the confrontation with her mother, the mother being disappointed with her and all, and yeah, yeah,
Oh,
telling her, yeah, go ahead.
well, her mother knew her. Like when 'cause part of the whole thing is like she plans for her whole thing to go there. She's like at during dinner and stuff, and they're talking, family time. She's
Right.
like, "Oh, I got a biology report due, so I got to
Yeah.
go upstairs and write." And her father's
Right.
like, "No, I got to tell this wacky story."
Right.
Her mother, you knew her mother was going to catch on,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then just have her come in, and her mother's like, "I'm disappointed." She's
Yeah.
like, "I'm trying to protect you from yourself," and
Yeah.
her mother's also wants to say, part of her wants to say, like, I know what it's like to be your age. I've done some things I'm not proud of, but her mom won't fully commit there because her mother's conservative and wants to hold that image and all that.
Yeah. But overall, what did you think of you know, uh Iman Vellani's performance? I thought she was really great. And of course she's going to be in the Marvels
Mhm.
film with Brie Larson, of course, and you know, so yeah, I mean, I thought she did really well in this episode. I'm looking forward to seeing uh her character grow, but yeah, I thought she was amazing in this first episode. What did you think, Burley, of Iman Vellani's performance?
She did a really good job. I'm
Mhm.
very very happy with her performance. I can't wait to see how she develops and grows throughout the
Mhm.
rest of the season.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So at the end of the episode, obviously the cutscene,
Yeah.
we get, of course, the agents here, and this one guy here, this character, he was in Spider-Man No Way Home, and what was he doing in
Mhm.
Spider-Man No Way Home, Burley?
I can't remember which agency he worked for.
Hmm.
that I can't remember.
Hmm.
He throws down the thing to Peter because he was also you will remember him from the trailer,
Well, I
and
think
he's like,
it's called the Department of Damage Control,
yes,
the
damage control.
DODC. Yeah,
I couldn't remember if he was
yeah,
damage control or not.
yeah. Department of
But he
Damage
but
Control. Yeah.
but he goes to Spider-Man. You know, the drones are yours. All this, so you're responsible.
Yeah. So Agent Cleary is his name, I think it is. Yeah, but yeah. So they saw, of course, the footage of her using her powers at the Avengers Con. So it looks like episode 2, they're going to pay a visit to her house, most likely. What do you think?
Well,
yeah.
Well, they'll find her soon. Whether or not they'll find her when she's at home or she's out and about, but
Yeah.
their path will cross, I'm sure, somewhere point in episode 2.
Yeah. Yeah, looking forward to that. So, yeah, I mean, it was a good first episode. So, excited to see where this goes, and what who the main villain in this series is going to be. Yeah, so we still don't know that for sure yet. So we're looking forward to finding out, who or what that main villain is. So, yeah.
Come on, bring back Ethan Hawke.
I doubt it. I don't think so. Yeah. We won't get into that. We discussed that on Moon Knight. So, anyway, yeah. So, but yeah, he was amazing in Moon Knight, though, definitely, for sure.
Yeah, I just mean him. I don't mean his character. Just bring back Ethan Hawke.
Oh yeah. But anyway, yeah. So we're looking forward to the next episode. We'll be recording it next week, of course, and of course it'll be going up to our Patreon in early access. And then after 2 days of early access, it will go to our YouTube channel. So stay tuned for that. So this has been the Marvelous Marvel Discussion Arena with our first review episode of Miss Marvel. So I've been your host, Expat, along with my co-host, Burly of Burlyman Gaming. We hope to catch you in the next episode. So take care, everyone. Peace.
Take care, everyone.
Out.
El Hydra.